game are you playing, my child?" the Stellan elder asked, as he approached the young boy engrossed in his play under the outdoor sun. Despite his great age, several centuries by human standards, the elder's lithe form moved with the grace of youth, each motion refined and precise. "I'm playing war, father," the boy replied, his eyes sparkling with excitement as he brandished his toy sword with a dexterity that would make the finest human acrobats envious. "One day, when I'm old enough, I shall join the League of Warriors and fight against the foul humans, just as you did, father. This time, we'll drive them from the rim worlds once and for all." At his son's declaration, the elder Stellan felt a wave of emotion. His knees buckled slightly, and a lump formed in his throat as a cold grip of dread seized his heart. "Father?" the young one inquired, noticing his father's distress. "What's wrong? Shall I call for help?" "Sit down, my son. Would you like to hear a story about my days battling the humans, long before I met your mother, long before you were born? A true story, not like the grand tales the council spins. But father, the council speaks of great victories, of our warriors' valiant deeds and mighty strikes against the humans. Aren't those stories true?" "They are lies, my dear son," the elder said firmly, seeing the disbelief on his son's face. "Lies that I, too, once believed. The council claims the humans started the war, that they sought to finish what they began when they exiled us, the Durer and the Uruk, from our homeworld. They tell of heroic last stands and a final victorious assault on the rampaging humans. But in truth, it was we who started the war. We mustered our forces on Velan, Galea, and Trinal. I was born on Trinal, you know. Imagine, my child, 20,000 of our finest, clad in gleaming armor and wielding lancer blades and vision bows, ready to conquer. Our first target was the human world of Lee's world. We scoffed at their lack of creativity and thought it would be easy to claim their world. Our technology was superior, and none can match our speed in space or on land. We landed and quickly overpowered the small human garrison, thinking the world subdued after just a week. But we underestimated the humans. Did you know, my son, that every human is a fighter? Not just their soldiers, but their shopkeepers, farmers, road workers, and even their scientists are capable of bearing arms. It's unsettling indeed. Despite their short lifespans, humans can learn incredibly quickly. How many years did it take you to master the art of the warrior? 10, 20? A human child can become a competent fighter in just a week. Their weapons are designed for ease of use, allowing anyone to defend their race. You, at 90 years by human standards, are still mastering your sword. Yet, a human your age could lead armies, and one a third of your age could match a fierce Uruk in combat. Moreover, humans can have multiple offspring at once, and in some societies, this is even celebrated. It's hard to believe, but it's the reality. Their counterattack was swift and overwhelming. Within 2 months, a massive human fleet appeared, deploying armies from ships in the sky, raining down soldiers equipped with rocket packs. For so long, we relied on our techno-sorcery for teleportation, but the humans, through sheer numbers and tenacity, proved a formidable force. The elder's voice softened as he concluded his tale, his eyes meeting his son's, filled with a mix of awe and regret. "We have much to learn from them, my son, not just in war, but in the resilience of their spirit and their capacity for forgiveness. Maybe one day, instead of waging war, we can seek peace and understanding." We simply didn't consider that humans, devoid of any magical abilities, would resort to such unconventional methods to deploy their armies. While our masters and captains could teleport to the most needed locations, the sheer number of humans made them impossible to combat effectively. That's right, my child, there were simply too many humans. Not even 70,000 warriors could stand against them. It sounds unbelievable only to those who have never faced a human army. Guess how many soldiers they deployed? No, not 100,000. 200,000? No, my child, guess again. Even if they had landed that many, we might have had a chance. But let me tell you, they landed over 6 million soldiers on Lee's world that day. How do I know? Let me finish the story. Our army was decimated the day they landed. Warriors whom I had trained and fought with for over a century were slaughtered in a storm of war. The human lasers were relentless. I watched as many of our soldiers were obliterated by what appeared to be walls of light. A single laser might cause our shields to flicker, but 100 would utterly destroy them and their bearer. The human artillery never ceased. For every human we killed, it seemed 100 more took their place. We Stellin are trained for single combat, but not even the greatest avatar of war could defend against attacks from all sides at once. The humans don't understand our concept of honorable combat. They see one-on-one battles as foolish. Instead, they targeted our supply lines, poisoned our food and water, blasted propaganda to disrupt our sleep, released vermin carrying plagues that their bodies could withstand but ours could not, and took potshots from afar with snipers and drones. Only when we were truly weakened did they launch their full assaults. We did not force the humans off our worlds, my son. They forced us off theirs. They proceeded to bomb and raze Vilson, Galea, and Trinal, ignoring our pleas for peace. They destroyed the world trees, rendering each world devoid of magic for centuries. The valiant efforts of our warriors to repel them were almost all failures. Our few successes were limited to attacks on isolated supply stations and minor raids on supply lines, victories that the Council exaggerated to maintain morale. In the end, only after their desire for revenge was satisfied did the humans withdraw, bribed by the Council with secrets of techno-sorcery and slaves. Don't believe me? I was captured after the assault, one of only a few hundred from our forces to survive. It was in that prison that I met your mother, a Galleon who outranked me, but there, we were equals. You and she are the only good things that came from that war, and I am grateful every day for my blessings. We were released and led through the holds of the human transports to see firsthand those we had fought against and the cost of our actions. I saw holds filled with Stellarin treasures, weapons, and slaves. Each troop transport carried more soldiers than we had sent to Lee's world. Our warden, the commander of the human forces, boasted of his numbers, and the figure of 6 million I mentioned earlier was actually a conservative estimate based on his claims. I refuse to believe that even among humans, they could mobilize more than 20 million soldiers for a single world. So, my dear heart, set your sights on other adversaries. Wage war against the Uruk, the Durin, the cursed ILM, or the warrior breeds of the Chan hives. These are wars we might win. Anything but those accursed humans. This concludes our tale of intergalactic conflict and unexpected resilience. If this story of war, wisdom, and reflection moved you, show your support by leaving a like. Comment with the word resilience if you believe in learning from our past to shape a better future. And don't forget to subscribe if you love epic stories of courage and reflection. Your engagement fuels our passion to share more extraordinary tales. Thank you for joining us on this cosmic adventure.